The Farr 100 Leopard 3, skippered by Chris Sherlock, has taken Monohull Line Honours in the 10th edition of the RORC Transatlantic race. Winning the IMA Transatlantic trophy, the international team of 17 celebrated dockside at Camper and Nicholsons Port Louis Marina in Grenada. Leopard 3 completed the race in an elapsed time of 10 days 17 hours 23 minutes and 51 seconds.
Every RORC Transatlantic is a different event, there's varying conditions, no tour are the same. But this one was really quite unique. We had a huge system to the north and it looked pretty punishing, so majority, except a couple of boats, decided to go south. That adds a lot more miles to our race and quite a lot of light conditions as well. So slow race for us, but very tactical and very enjoyable in the end. We had a bit of trouble with some gear, but still had a lot of fun.
On morning of day 2, we hit a whale. It wasn't a significant hit, but it took the bottom 300 or 400 millimetres off the rudder. It didn't touch the stock, but it delaminated the outer skin 1 metre up. So in consultation with the owners, Guianne, the boat captain, myself, we made a conscious decision of pushing the boat hard from where it happened down to the Canaries. And if it failed, we'd stop in the Canaries, and if it was good, we'd continue.
And the decision was being taken, your heart's in your mouth because you think, do you go back now? You're already 6 days underway. But these guys carefully considered, okay, it's safe enough, we'll go.
Calculated risk, and we also watched it for 24 hours, whether it would disintegrate further, but it didn't happen. So then we got more confident, and after 6 days, it still looked exactly the same. Only in the last section, some more pieces started coming off, and everybody was, they were happy we're here now. Yeah.
And it's paid off, The whole thing was to get Line Honours, and we achieved our goal.
It's all about the people. And we've been building this team for years. There's a very good atmosphere on board.
You can really see their passion because collectively these sailors have sailed across the ocean many times. Every time they cross, it's amazing. And we're super lucky that we can attract and keep a good team like this to help us achieve a performance like this.
It's a roller coaster in experiences, and it's a life-changing thing to do this.
Super emotional at the end when you see the lights of the land coming and you realize, okay, we've done it, this is it. A lot of sleep deprivation, a lot of interesting moments, but really an accomplishment.
This is your weekly Global Sailing Highlights show, The World on Water, January 26th, Australia Day, 2024. The technical team of SVR Lazartigue are set to be joined in Cape Town on Friday by fellow ARKÉA ULTIM CHALLENGE-Brest skipper Anthony Marchand and the Actual Ultim shore team, after the Actual team made the decision to stop and remove the damaged port foil which Marchand suffered early yesterday. Out in front, Charles Caudrelier is dealing with what is being thrown at him. He went around the Mascarons High, via the south, and admits experiencing some tough moments over the past 48 hours.
Pour 17, à bord du Maxime Rothschild. Alors je suis pas dans le cockpit parce que je suis à l'intérieur. Il fait un peu plus froid, je vais aller dormir là. C'est bien actif depuis 24 heures là. 48 heures. Beaucoup de manœuvres. Un vent très instable qui passe de 20 à 30 nœuds tout le temps. Il faut tout le temps régler les voiles. C'est pas facile. Des fois on est même trop toilé, parfois pas assez. Donc voilà, c'est l'ambiance là, c'est vraiment le sud avec des grains. Une mer de 4 mètres, ça va. Ça passe relativement bien. Et puis devant nous, là je suis embêté par la zone des glaces. Donc encore un nombre de jibes avec une rotation du vent là, qui va passer là j'ai du sud-ouest, je vais passer au nord-ouest. Et puis voilà, mais on va le voir. Voilà ma route. Il y a quelques virages avant là. Quelques jibes partout là. Là c'est beaucoup de temps chaque jibe et maintenant le vent fort comme ça c'est compliqué. Il n'y a pas vraiment de technique pour border vite. Quand il y a trop de vent on n'arrive pas. Donc voilà, j'espère 4-5 jibes encore. J'en ai fait déjà pas mal. Et puis après ça devrait aller un peu plus droit. Et on va passer avec 2 bords pour passer sous la Nouvelle-Zélande. L'Australie pardon. Et pour terminer avec cet Indien, normalement dans 4 jours. Voilà, dans 4 jours.
With their final card, Wing 04, hanging off the starboard arm, and their Wing 03, on port, Emirates Team New Zealand have been keen to begin pushing into the analysis of both, with key decisions needing to be taken soon, on the do-it-all foil, that will feature on their in-build AC-75, for the defense of the 37th America's Cup.
I'm here with Nathan Alderidge, helmsman for Emirates Team New Zealand. You've just completed day 55 in the LEQ on the Hauraki Gulf. There was a beautiful northeasterly breeze this afternoon. About 20 minutes into the session, you did a bear away on port on your new starboard foil on the southeast side of Rangitoto Island and became somewhat unstable. You put the other board down and then did what looked like an extended wheelie before stopping in a rather out of control sequence. Is that a fair summary? And tell us what happened there.
I know we're in control the whole time during that. No, it was yeah, a bit of a control system issue today. These things happen from time to time, and yeah, we managed to get both boards down and spin the boat head to wind before having any issues. But yeah, got quite a bit of heel, as you probably saw. And you know, we sat there, made an assessment on if we could get the issue fixed or if we had to bring it back. And unfortunately today it was one of those days where we couldn't repair it on the water, so we brought it back in and have a look at it now.
Were you worried at any point that you actually may have capsized, just in light of how much heel you got at the very end?
I was on the windward side, so Blair and I were all good. We were up nice and high, but no, obviously got quite a lot of heel. Pete and Andy were telling us they were getting quite wet to leeward, but yeah, once we got all the sails off and eased the main sheet and everything, the boat came up no worries. So you know, probably looked worse than it really was on board.
So a couple of days already on this new starboard foil. Is this delivering the kind of results you're expecting it to, or is it, you know, how's it feeling so far for you?
It's probably still early days on the foil, but overall it's going really well. It's interesting, you know, final foil. It's the most important time, probably of the campaign, to get the foil sorted now. We've got our final 2 test foils in the boat, doing a bit of a comparison between the two and getting a good feel of, you know, controllability as well. So yeah, also so far all going really well.
Would there ever be any advantage to swapping sides with Peter in training, or have you ever done this in the past?
Yeah, we changed sides a little bit. Obviously we're sort of pretty stuck on our port and starboard sides, but you know, the best way to try and learn about the foils is to switch sides, because you can do it on the same day and it's quite quick. So you know, Pete and I have swapped a few times, Blair and Andy have swapped a few times, which gives you different perspective of the boat. But yeah, you can also swap foils from side to side as well, but that takes a lot more time and you get out there in different conditions.
Do you still spend much time on the simulators, or are the sailing sessions enough to kind of as a training method?
No, there's still plenty happening in the background in the simulator. You know, no question. Use the sim for race training a little bit, but also for development. So yeah, probably what you see is only half of what's really going on.
And in light of today's session, do you think there'll be any further sailing sessions this week?
Yeah, I hope we get back out again tomorrow. Just depends on what the guys find with the foil and you know, if we can resolve the control system issue we had today. But you know, the one thing I've learned about this team is that if there's a problem, everyone will work really hard to fix it quicker than you expect. And yeah, so I don't think you'll get a day off tomorrow.
Jason Carroll's Mod 70, Argo, crossed the finish line outside Camper and Nicholsons Port Louis Marina, Grenada, on Saturday the 13th of January 2024, to take Monohull Line Honours, in 6 days, 10 hours, 34 minutes and 30 seconds. Carroll has been racing Mod 70, Argo, for about 6 years, with much the same team, and has won prestigious races such as the RORC Caribbean 600 and the Transpac, but this is the first time that Argo has taken Monohull Line Honours for the RORC Transatlantic race.
Sailing a Mod 70 is an experience that it's very hard to replicate in any other setting. It's just a really exhilarating experience to travel that fast over the water, just kind of pure adrenaline. So getting to do it for 3,000 miles across the Atlantic, it's a thrill the whole time.
Well, these boats are incredible, frankly, and especially now that we've put foils on the boat, they're so powerful. Blasting across the Atlantic is just amazing. It's a dream, but it's not easy. By no means.
Tough one, tough mentally at times. There was some illness on board. That was a challenge, and the last 2 days of the race were quite rough and conditions that we really hadn't seen before. So we weren't quite sure how to mode the boat, how to keep things safe and under control.
Kind of aimed for the Transatlantic race win in the past, and we came up short. And so it's pretty cool that this year we added that to our resume. It's a big challenge in sailing, and it's great to have a race win crossing the Atlantic.
They're great racers, they're very good people. They're friends before they're competitors. We've been sailing against Argo in a number of different categories for a number of years. What did JFK say? We're not doing it because it's easy, we're doing it because it's hard. I think the same applies here. That's why we're trying to do our program together with Argo, because the point is being together and possibly with other mods so we can have a proper race. And we lose most of the time, but that's okay. It's part of it.
To finish the race, everybody has to perform at 100% for 7 days straight. On Argo, we tend to see the helming position as one that you take a few minutes to kind of settle into and get up to speed, and then after an hour or so, you are exhausted. And so we usually have about an hour cycle on, and particularly at night, it is a very tiring experience, and you lose your focus after about 45 minutes or an hour. And so we think it's best for us to just continue to rotate drivers.
We went through a significant upgrade to the boat just before this Transat. We were in refit period for 6 months. We had some new foils and new T-rollers fitted. Left the shed, delivered straight down to the start of the race. So the race was our playground to kind of get to know these new foils. It was a pretty steep learning curve, is the honest truth.
We probably had similar problems than in the past that they had on this trip. But I think it's just a little bit of a learning curve, and they'll pick it up and make a couple little adjustments, and it'll be all great for them.
I think what we did for the last 2 days is cut down on the distance between them and us. I think we'll try and emulate this and continue on that path.
We love Team Zulu. We look forward to meeting them again in the Caribbean 600. We'll probably do more jibes in 30 hours in the Caribbean 600 than we did in the entire 7 days we did in the Transatlantic race. We'll bring our best, and I hope they do too.
We do have the race title to defend last year, so 11 seconds was pretty unique. So yeah, all to play for.
The town of Mount Pleasant and city of Charleston are rightfully proud of the Grand Prix sailboat racing regatta that has become a fixture of the region. Charleston Race Week has brought a huge economic boost to both municipalities for more than a quarter of a century. Mac Burdett, Executive Director of Patriots Point Development Authority, said, "Charleston Race Week is very important to Patriots Point. We appreciate what this event does for our town and region," Burdett said. "Our goal is that the aircraft carrier, USS Yorktown, will become the home of Charleston Race Week for many years to come." Charleston Race Week is on April 18th to 21st, 2024.
Today, I am delighted to announce a groundbreaking partnership between Patriots Point and Charleston Race Week. Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum is proud to be the new permanent home and full partner of Charleston Race Week. This internationally acclaimed event will now be known as Charleston Race Week at Patriots Point. The fusion of Patriots Point and Race Week brings together the rich history of our museum with the excitement and energy of this internationally acclaimed regatta. Charleston Race Week is more than just a sailing event. It's a celebration of community, tradition, and maritime heritage. The USS Yorktown is the ideal location to bring our community together with sailors and guests from all over the world.
So Charleston Race Week, right here in Mount Pleasant, keeps that connection of the town of Mount Pleasant, our blessed connection to the ocean. And what is better or more environmentally friendly than to raise your sail and capture the wind and ply the waters of Charleston Harbor for Charleston Race Week. There is no better sailing venue. There is no more beautiful place to watch the sunset than from here over our beautiful partner city of Charleston. And it's important that the whole Mount Pleasant community understand what Charleston Race Week is. It's an international event, a very good thing for Mount Pleasant, for Charleston Race Week, and for our cultural heritage to sailing in Mount Pleasant.
People are coming from 27 different states, 12 different countries. It really comes down to the quality of the racing, and we provide some of the top race management in the country and internationally as well. So that's built our reputation. And these are world-class sailors. This scale, it requires a large venue, so this just makes it work. And it probably has about a $5 million economic impact to the area. Very significant by having the Yorktown, because it's going to allow us to get the general public involved in the sport. You don't have to own the boat. You know, there's a lot of crew on these boats, and it's a great team sport, so it's easy to get involved. But I hope you come away with a better understanding of why this event's such a great event and why this partnership is so important. And thank you again, Mayor Haney and Allison, for this great opportunity. You know, I don't know of any other event that's on an aircraft carrier.
British ILCA Olympic coach, John Emmett, is in Australia for the ILCA 7 Men's World Championships, which are being held at the Adelaide Sailing Club. The first day of measurement passed without a hitch, at arguably the most important World Championships of the Olympic cycle. John will upload reports of the regatta.
Hi, I'm John Emmett. I'm delighted to be here at Adelaide, and this is the final World Championships before the Olympic Games. So the Olympic Games being in the summer, we normally have a World Championships in the Olympic year, nice and early, so it's great to be in Australia. And I don't think I can overstate how important this event is. So for a lot of people, this will be their opportunity to qualify their country for Olympic Games. 7 countries are going to get that opportunity. But for those sailors who've already qualified the country, for a lot of them, they're going to be in trials to decide who will have that honour to represent the country at the Games itself. And if there's a few sailors, and a very few sailors will have ticked both criteria, well, they're going to be pretty clean to win it. So it's going to be an amazing competition. World's places take priority, so if anyone here who didn't get a place at the last Worlds and does get a place here at this Worlds who's already qualified at regional level, that will go down to this next person on that region. So yeah, a bit of competition going on here, and I'm going to be there every day doing videos talking you through the championships.
Before we go, the Clipper, Round the World fleet are in Airlie Beach in northern Australia. Also in that area is Cyclone Kirrily, a 165 km/h winds, severe tropical cyclone. Needless to say, all the boats are staying in Airlie, and the crews are hunkering down, expecting to be hit by the cyclone's damaging winds. We wish them good luck as the cyclone passes.